Happy weekend, everyone. You are now watching Up with KREM, and we've got all the events you need to know about this morning.
Plus, I've got what you need to know for your weekend forecast as I'm tracking some increasing clouds and cooler temperatures.
Plus, we're sharing how you can get the best bang for your buck at the grocery store, because we all know the dollar's just not going as far as it used to. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Good morning, and thank you for starting your morning here with us on Up with KREM. I'm Brandon T. Jones. Over in the Weather Center, we've got Jenny Power hanging out with us. And Jenny, what an eventful week that we just experienced in terms of the weather. What do we have in store for us this weekend? Well,
much calmer conditions, Brandon, so that's some good news, especially for folks that maybe want to get outside here for the inland Northwest. It is going to be, though, cooler. Temperatures are only reaching the mid-60s both Saturday and Sunday, and it is going to be partly sunny, mostly cloudy, with the chance for showers Sunday night headed into Monday. But hey, pretty ideal conditions maybe if you're thinking about getting some yard work done. Maybe you've got some cleanup that needs to be taken care of. As we take a look across the region, all we're reaching are the low 70s this afternoon for Omak, Chelan, and Wenatchee. 63 is the high for Coeur d'Alene, 64 for Newport, 60 for St. Mary's, 57 for Elk River. So some parts of the region are trending cooler, just only reaching the upper 50s. We are going to watch here for some morning showers lingering in the North Idaho Panhandle, but other than that, mostly cloudy skies as we head into this afternoon. As over toward the east, rain showers are ramping up in Montana. A look at that extended forecast, though, and what you need to be prepared for if you've got other weekend plans here in my extended forecast.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and get into this week's Weekend What's Up, because we know you might be making some plans, or maybe you don't have any plans. Otherwise, we've got you covered. So first up here on this Saturday, Art Fest Spokane goes all weekend. There's 75 art and fine craft booths featuring artists from all across the region. You can also make your own project and enjoy live local music, all for just $5. Next event, celebrate aviation past and present at Neighbor Day this morning. There's unique aircraft exhibits and displays, as well as some local food trucks. This is from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. over at Phelps Field. And Make-A-Wish Idaho is holding its annual Walk for Wishes North Idaho fundraiser this morning. It's at Riverstone Park in Coeur d'Alene. The opening ceremony is at 10:30 a.m. No entry fee is required, but walkers are encouraged to raise a minimum of $100 to get an official t-shirt. And you can get to know your neighbors and the local habitats over coffee and donuts, and also learn about invasive weeds to our area. You can also listen and bird watch all morning long. This event is going to be taking place at Upper Lincoln Park from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And you might just want to go ahead and enjoy a picnic in the park today as well over in Spokane Valley. It's to celebrate America 250. On top of the picnics, there's going to be performances from the U.S. Navy Band Northwest and the University High School Junior ROTC Color Guard. This is noon to 2 p.m. at Balfour Park. And the Spokane Humane Society's 23rd Annual Parade of Paws is today from 9 a.m. to noon. There's a pledge walk, vendor fair, raffles, adoptable animals, rescue groups, face painting, and a chance to meet Spokane Police, SWAT, and K-9 units. Also this weekend, the Spokane Public Library is hosting the Zine Fest. That's today at 9 a.m. It's a burst of DIY, do-it-yourself creativity, community, and self-expression. Make your own zines, too, with some hands-on workshops. And across state lines in North Idaho, Post Falls is celebrating America 250 today with a food festival. It explores the rich food traditions that shaped North Idaho, from indigenous heritage through contemporary community culture. It's not only food, there's also going to be a petting zoo, dancing, and a costume parade. We do have some sad news to share this week. After 20 years, Twigs Bistro in Spokane South Hill will officially close their doors this summer. Twigs shared the building they are currently in needs significant upgrades, and the landlord is hoping to lease the space for a different use. In a statement, they thanked the community for their support. The final days at the South Regal location will be sometime in the middle of June. The restaurant says this does not mean the end of Twigs on Spokane South Hill. They are looking for a newer and smaller location. And another closure we learned about this week, Adventure Park Flight 509 is also set to close their doors this summer. The business wrote on social media to share the news that after 2 years, they will close on June 13th. According to their website, Flight 509 wanted to provide a fun and safe place for excitement and adventure. This is the second entertainment center to close this year. You may remember Chaos Arcade closed in February. And you may have noticed, but loading up at a grocery store, loading that cart up, it's hitting your wallets even harder this year. New numbers show produce prices jumped 6% compared to last spring. Vegetables in particular are up 11%. But the most sticker shock comes from tomatoes. Those are up nearly 40%. Jeff Wagner explains how to ensure your money and the food you buy doesn't go to waste.
We can't control the prices at the grocery store, but what we can control is how to stretch that hard-earned dollar, especially when shopping for fruits and vegetables, keeping them fresh to eat instead of spoiled and in the trash. How can we make produce last longer? Good question.
Food safety educator Amy Johnston shares her expertise.
For the most part, if you're storing fruits and vegetables, try to keep them separate.
That's because several fruits like apples, bananas, avocados, and tomatoes produce ethylene gas, a ripening hormone.
And so if you store them near other produce that's already done ripening, they can cause those items to get past their prime quicker.
Sometimes ensuring that produce, like these pears, lasts long starts with the one you choose, and it goes beyond just avoiding bruised fruit.
When you're selecting things like greens or vegetables that have a really high moisture or water content, look for ones that have really good turgor, or they're very firm and crisp.
Firm and crisp greens will age better, especially when stored in the fridge.
To keep them at a cool temperature, minimize any more water loss, they're gonna extend their shelf life.
When at the grocery store, it might be obvious what needs to be stored in the fridge based on whether it's in a cooler. But some items that you normally find on a room temperature shelf could see their freshness extended by being placed in the fridge, like apples.
Other foods you might want to move to the fridge include citrus, like oranges, lemons, and limes. Also mangoes, peaches, even bananas.
It's always best to clean your fruits and vegetables right before you're going to prepare them or eat them, because when you're washing them, you're adding more moisture and you're handling that produce, so you can cause it then to spoil quicker.
Since you can buy frozen fruits and veggies, you can also freeze them yourself. Just know that when you go to thaw them, there might be some differences.
So frozen and then thawed produce is great to add to recipes that might get cooked, so soups or salads or stir fries. You might not have the same texture if you were to just thaw it and eat it raw.
With photojournalist Jose Pascual, Jeff Wagner, WCCO News.
Well, May is Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and we've been celebrating those making an impact right here in the Inland Northwest. Our very own Tim Pham and Jenny Power sat down in our KREM 2 streaming studio to share more about what Asian American culture means to them.
Yeah, super cool to always learn about different cultures, because I certainly don't know all the answers. Sometimes people, I'm sure you probably experienced this too. Someone says like something about the Asian community and look at you, and I'm like,
yeah, right.
I don't
No,
know.
exactly.
Let me get back to you. I don't know the answer, but I'll find out.
And I think that's so true, specifically for Asian Americans.
Sure.
You know, like my dad also is originally from the Philippines, and he was adopted and actually first grew up also in Spokane. And so I think that that is something that is so relatable as far as like, yes, we are in tune with our culture, but being Asian Americans, like we also are strong with American culture and like how that operates too.
Well, you can watch the hour-long special right now on the KREM 2 app or by texting the word heritage to 509-448-2000. All right, still more news ahead here on Up with KREM. Next, I talked with the lead of the Back to the Future musical. Only a few more chances to catch the show here in Spokane.
It's just like another kick in the pants. Everything is just going wrong this year.
And later, why farmers in the Northwest are struggling.